चरितं मधुरं वसनं मधुरं वलितं मधुरं चलितं मधुरं भ्रमितं मधुरं
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
वेणुर्मधुरो रेणुर्मधुरः पाणिर्मधुरः पादौ मधुरौ नृत्यं मधुरं सख्यं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गीतं मधुरं पीतं मधुरं भुक्तं मधुरं सुप्तं मधुरं रूपं मधुरं तिलकं मधुरं
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
तरणं मधुरं तरणं मधुरं हरणं मधुरं स्मरणं मधुरं वमितं मधुरं शमितं मधुरं
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
कुञ्जा मधुरा माला मधुरा यमुना मधुरा वीथी मधुरा सलिलं मधुरं कमलं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गोपी मधुरा लीला मधुरा युक्तं मधुरं मुक्तं मधुरं दृष्टं मधुरं शिष्टं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गोपा मधुरा गावो मधुरा यष्टिर्मधुरा सृष्टिर्मधुरा दलितं मधुरं फलितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
अदरं मधुरं वदनं मधुरं नयनं मधुरं हसितं मधुरं हृदयं मधुरं गमनं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं
वचनं मधुरं चरितं मधुरं वसनं मधुरं वलितं मधुरं चलितं मधुरं भ्रमितं मधुरं
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
रेणुर्मधुरो रेणुर्मधुराः पाणिर्मधुराः पादौ मधुरौ नृत्यं मधुरं सख्यं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गीतं मधुरं पीतं मधुरं भुक्तं मधुरं सुप्तं मधुरं रूपं मधुरं तिलकं मधुरं
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
तरणं मधुरं तरणं मधुरं हरणं मधुरं स्मरणं मधुरं वमितं मधुरं शमितं मधुरं
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
कुञ्जा मधुरा माला मधुरा यमुना मधुरा वीथी मधुरा सलिलं मधुरं कमलं मधुरं
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गोपी मधुरा लीला मधुरा युक्तं मधुरं मुक्तं मधुरं दृष्टं मधुरं शिष्टं मधुरं
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गोपा मधुरा गावो मधुरा यष्टिर्मधुरा सृष्टिर्मधुरा दलितं मधुरं फलितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
अधरं मधुरं वदनं मधुरं नयनं मधुरं हसितं मधुरं हृदयं मधुरं गमनं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
वचनं मधुरं चरितं मधुरं वसनं मधुरं वलितं मधुरं चलितं मधुरं भ्रमितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
रेणुर्मधुरो रेणुर्मधुराः पाणिर्मधुराः पादौ मधुरौ नृत्यं मधुरं सख्यं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गीतं मधुरं पीतं मधुरं भुक्तं मधुरं सुप्तं मधुरं रूपं मधुरं तिलकं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
तरणं मधुरं तरणं मधुरं हरणं मधुरं स्मरणं मधुरं वमितं मधुरं शमितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
कुञ्जा मधुरा माला मधुरा यमुना मधुरा वीची मधुरा सलिलं मधुरं कमलं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गोपी मधुरा लीला मधुरा युक्तं मधुरं मुक्तं मधुरं हृष्टं मधुरं शिष्टं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गोपा मधुरा गावो मधुरा यष्टिर्मधुरा सृष्टिर्मधुरा दलितं मधुरं फलितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
अधरं मधुरं वदनं मधुरं नयनं मधुरं हसितं मधुरं हृदयं मधुरं गमनं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं
वचनं मधुरं चरितं मधुरं वसनं मधुरं वलितं मधुरं चलितं मधुरं भ्रमितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
रेणुर्मधुरो रेणुर्मधुराः पाणिर्मधुराः पादौ मधुरौ
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मनु मुकुरु सुधारी बरनउ रघुबर विमल जसु जोदायकु फलचारी बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेस विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीसतिहु लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुबीर हरषि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरतई सम भाई सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावे अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सकै कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु लील्योताहि मधुर फल जानू प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाही दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज सम्हारो आपे तीनों लोक हांकते कांपे भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे चारों जुग पर ताप तुम्हारा है पर सिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता असवर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे अंत काल रघुबरपुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा, होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा। तुलसीदास सदा हरिचेरा, कीजय नाथ हृदय महडेरा। पवन तनय संकट हरन, मंगल मूरति रूप। राम लखन सीता सहित, हृदय बसहु सुरभूप। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय।
योगेशं सच्चिदानन्दं वासुदेवं व्रजप्रियं धर्मसंस्थापकं वीरम् कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्।
Jai Shri Krishna. I, Jharna Makhija, feels deeply honored to welcome you all on behalf of Geeta Pariwar on this blessed Saturday, Trayodashi, as we gather for the sacred interpretation of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. It is said that on this day, Mata Sarva Mangala blesses us with immense optimism, auspiciousness, and intelligence. At this very outset, I humbly bow down to the subtle presence and of Revered Swami Govindadev Giri Acharya Ji, whose constant guidance, blessings, and spiritual direction continue to illuminate our path and inspire us on this sacred journey of understanding Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Before we begin our session, we would just like to brief you on the Zoom happenings. If you have no sound, please plug in your headphones or increase the volume of your phone or computer. If your chat box is blinking continuously, then you tap the bell icon at the top right corner to mute the notifications. If the voice is breaking or cutting, check your internet connection and, if possible, to use the Wi-Fi instead of mobile data. If your screen is not visible, then click on Start Video in Zoom and the screen is blurry, then it might be due to the internet speed, which you need to increase. And if the Zoom gets disconnected, you can watch on the YouTube as well. And if the Zoom suddenly closes down, you can rejoin using the same link. Bhagavad Gita is not merely a scripture, it is a timeless divine dialogue that enlightens our intellect, purifies our thoughts, and gently leads us from uncertainty to clarity, from restlessness to inner peace. On this occasion, let us bow down our heads in humility and invoke the grace of the Supreme and prepare our minds and hearts to receive this eternal wisdom. May this holy congregation bring depth to our understanding, serenity to our minds, and strength to live a life rooted to Dharma. With this prayerful intent, I would once again extend a heartfelt and a respectful welcome to all the revered participants joining us today. We begin today's session by invoking the divine blessings with a prayer. To lead us in this spiritual atmosphere, I would like to invite Bhavika Trivedi ji from Bhavanagar, who has joined Geeta Pariwar in October 2022 and is giving Seva as co-trainer, technical support, group coordinator, monitoring, CT mentor, Kanthastikaran classes, and so many. Real awesome. Please take the prayer.
जय श्री कृष्ण। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं श्रीकृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्।
Thank you for such a melodious prayer, Didi. Now let us move ahead for the auspicious Deepak Prajwalan. This divine light let us guide us on the path of truth and righteousness. For kindling the lamp, I would request Venkata Bhavani ji, who hails from Hyderabad, has joined Geeta Pariwar in April 2025 and is giving the role of technical star, group coordinator in Geeta Parivar. I would request you to kindly do the Deepak Prajwalan for us.
निषिद्धैरप्येभिर्लुलितमकरन्दो मधुकरैः करैरिन्दोरन्तश्छुरित इव सम्भिन्नमुकुलः विधत्तां सिद्धिन्नो नयनसुभगामस्य सदसः प्रकीर्णः पुष्पाणां हरिचरणयोरञ्जलिरयम् शरदिन्दुनिभां शुभ्रां शुभ्रवस्त्रैरलङ्कृतां कलहंसकृतावासां वरदां शारदां नुमः.
With a beautiful chariot displayed in your Deepak Prajwalan Didi of the white horses riding Arjuna by Krishna. It gives me immense pleasure to share with everyone that we have a 45th new batch of Geeta Parivar Level 1 coming up from 2nd February, that is this Monday. The registrations are still open. Do avail the benefit and propagate about the same amongst your family and your friends. With deep reverence and gratitude, we are truly blessed today to introduce respected Shraddha Didi Raodeo, a devoted disciple of Param Pujya Swami Govinda Devagiri Maharaj, who selflessly serves the sacred mission of Geeta Parivar. By the divine grace and blessings of Pujya Swamiji, respected Shraddha Didi has been entrusted with the responsibility of President of Geeta Parivar, Bhagyanagar, Hyderabad. She has been closely associated with the online Geeta classes since August 2020, offering devoted seva across multiple dimensions of Learngeeta, including training, examinations, monitoring, literature, publications in 13 languages. Awesome. And serving as a Vivechak for the online Geeta Santha classes. Her inspiration contributions include guiding the first ever jail classes where inmates memorized 12 chapters of Srimad Bhagavad Gita and successfully cleared the Pathik examination, as well as nurturing young hearts through Bala Sanskar and Gita teaching for over a decade. A harmonious blend of Shraddha, Seva, and discipline, respected Shraddha Didi brings with her rich professional experience of over 13 years, alongside strong academic foundations in engineering and IT management. Today, we humbly welcome her as a sincere and blessed instrument of Gita wisdom and divine grace. Respected Didi, with folded hands, I request you to please guide us on the third chapter.
Jai Shri Krishna Didi. Before I begin, I wanted to confirm if I'm audible. I am connected for audio from another device. Let me know if I'm audible.
Yes, Didi, you are audible very clearly.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much, Didi. Okay, let us begin. Let us begin by remembering Param Pujya Gurudev and Shri Krishna himself, with whose blessings we all assemble here to go through this extremely important, extremely beautiful chapter. Let us all pray together. Hari Om. गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय हरये परमात्मने प्रणतः क्लेशनाशाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीमष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। ॐ श्रीगुरवे नमः। ॐ श्रीकृष्णाय नमः। हरि ओम्। Just give me a minute. Jai Shri Krishna, everybody. A very warm welcome again to this session with blessings of Param Pujya Gurudev. We are all seeking beautiful lessons from Srimad Bhagavad Gita. We are learning very beautiful principles of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, which are going to be the guiding force through entire lifetime. It is going to be a very beautiful learning curve. We all know that Bhagavad Gita is in itself a very vast compilation of all different types of yoga. Basically, this word yoga, we all know all chapters now by level 3. You all know all chapters are called as yoga. Arjuna Vishada Yoga, Sankhya Yoga, Karma Yoga, Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yoga, Karma Sannyasa Yoga. All these all are different yoga. Everything boils down to one basic definition. What is yoga? When we talk about yoga, this first a very primitive, very prime definition of yoga comes as joining. Yuj dhatu, the yuj is the root word for yoga, which means joining, which means connecting. Now, connecting in which particular way? One way that very prominently we all know is connecting this Jivatma to the Paramatma. But one very beautiful definition of yoga comes, which says that yoga is that trick which will help us sail through this life very smoothly. How to sail through this life smoothly? That trick is taught in this yoga. Very yujir yoge, that is one definition, which means joining. And how to join? For connecting with Paramatma, we need a special kind of yukti, a special kind of trick, special kind of knowledge to connect with Paramatma. That secret of connecting with the Paramatma is discussed in this entire yoga, and this entire Bhagavad Gita is different types of yoga. If you go to a pharmaceutical shop, what do we see? In the pharmaceutical shop, you will see there are lots of medicines. Medicines are meant for what? Medicines are basically meant to cure a person. But are all medicines relevant to everyone? What medicine is relevant to me depends on what kind of health issue I am facing. What kind of health issues a patient is facing, based on that, the medicine will be useful for the person. We have to pick the right medicine for the person. Similarly, though Bhagavad Gita is a complete yoga shastra, what do we say in Pushpika? Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Om Tatsaditi Srimad Bhagavad Gita Su Upanishadsu Brahma Vidyayai Yoga Shastre. This is the entire Yoga Shastra. If you see, just understanding Bhagavad Gita, now that you are in level 3, there is it makes it is a good time to have a glimpse at the depth that Bhagavad Gita has. Hmm. If you look at the Sankhya Yoga, which is in Bhagavad Gita, it is an entire summary of the scripture called Yoga Vasishta, which has more than 1 lakh shlokas. The Karma Yoga, 3-4 chapters of Karma Yoga that we are studying, they are an entire summary of Mahabharata. Hmm. If you see the Dhyana Yoga, it is the entire summary of all the Patanjali, Maharshi Patanjali's scriptures. Entire Bhakti Yoga, it is a summary of Srimad Bhagavat and other places. Obviously, it culminates everything. So, all these scriptures put together is entire Yoga Shastra which is coming in this Srimad Bhagavad Gita. That is the depth of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So, there is no limit to how much deep we can go, how much we can understand. And a scripture so deep, it has paths for everybody, it has everything for everybody there, but we cannot assimilate everything. Which path to contemplate on, which path to go on? This Karma Yoga is the path which is a generic path for most of us, and that is why it is so relevant. In the last session, we have seen some very beautiful principles that Shri Krishna has told how this Karma Yoga is a extremely important path, in a way that everybody can follow it, everybody can bring it in their lives. And because we are so closely associated with karma, it is very, very important that we all understand this karma yoga properly, because each one of us cannot become a dhyana yogi, each one of us cannot become a jnana yogi. Hmm. Bhakti is also not very, bhakti is definitely possible, but each one of us cannot leave our sansar, we cannot leave our responsibilities and jump into this bhakti yoga. So it is very, very imperative that while doing our daily routine, by following our daily life routine, we should be able to do what? We should be able to follow the um, yoga, and we should be able to, ultimately it is a yoga, so it is going to connect us to the Paramatma. So ultimately, we should be able to connect with the Paramatma using this karma as our means, as our sadhan. And in this context, there were many dimensions of karma that we had explored in the last session. And we had seen that Shri Krishna had introduced a very beautiful term, yagya. Yagya, we had discussed last time that it is a very important term of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. It is a very important term, and this is very closely associated with karma. One very beautiful part of this entire chapter is that Shri Krishna tells that every karma that we do, if done in a proper way, it can become yagya. And last session, we had seen how Shri Krishna had mentioned that anyone who does not do a karma, who is enjoying the benefits that he has, enjoying the advantages, enjoying his life, reaping the benefits of his life, without giving back anything, without giving back anything to the society, is not living a life in the correct way. Hmm. We had seen some very beautiful shlokas in the last session, very important. Yajnarthat karmanonyatra lokoyam karma bandhana tadartham karma kaunteya mukta sanghas samachara. Unless a karma is done in a way that it is yagya, hmm, it becomes a binding on us. And what kind of binding? A binding that is going to keep us what? Keep us tight to this janma mrityu cycle, to this birth and death cycle. Come live in some as any species. In this life, we are lucky to be human beings. We are lucky to be Bhagavad Gita sadhaks, but we don't know what is in store for the next births. So Shri Krishna says you have to ensure that yajna is continuously happening. As long as we are performing yajna in terms of sat karma, what is sat karma? Any good deed, helping somebody, simple act like helping an old man cross the road is sat karma. If done in a selfless way, that also becomes a yajna. Swamiji says this, if the small act of helping somebody cross a road is done with full selflessness, that also becomes a yajna karma. That is the might of yajna. And Shri Krishna says this yajna is not something new. It is not just associated with karma. This has been there from the onset of the creation of this universe. Sa yajna praja srishtva. This has been in existence from the origin of this creation. From that time, who has created Bhagwan Brahmaji has given this means to us that whatever is offered as a yajna that reaches the God, and by that, what happens? All the gods become happy and they further assist us in what we are trying to achieve. We are trying to learn something, we are trying to earn knowledge. In this, Ma Saraswati needs to help us. Ma Saraswati's blessings are important in order to see. Surya Bhagwan's blessings are important, Agni Bhagwan's blessings are important. For everything that has to happen well, it is a mutual understanding, it is a mutual process that needs to be followed. And Shri Krishna says, Devan bhavayatanena te deva bhavayantu vaha parasparam bhavayanta shreyah paramabhapsyatha. One can attain the highest blessing by what? Just ensuring that all the gods are pleased, appeased by the means of what? By the means of yajna. We had seen in the last session how Adi Shankaracharya, by the means of this beautiful shlok, has managed to take blessings from from the Mahalakshmi Kanakadhara Sotra, and how he managed to uh, drive away the poverty of an old sadhak. Hmm. Similarly, by the means of different karma, by appeasing gods, the gods will keep you happy, and by the sat karma, you keep the gods happy. Parasparam bhavayantash. Hmm. By this means of yajna, we can ensure that the cycle of the universe works properly with the blessings of gods. Today we will start from the 12th shlok. Shri Krishna says, this is very important. Every act that we do, it should be done as if it is yajna. Now, what is yajna? Yajna is something that is done in coordination with this universe. In coordinate, any satkarma, any good deed done with a selfless intention becomes a yajna. Any satkarma, basically. Yajna, what we know, fire and putting ahuti in that, that is yajna for sure, definitely. But everybody does not have the capacity to do that kind of yajna. In that case, Shri Krishna has given a broader definition of yajna. And how today we are going to see one very important relationship between our acts and the greater cosmic power. How every act is becoming karma, that transition, that connection also we will see in the next few shlokas. So what Shri Krishna says from the 12th shlok, Ishtan bhogan hi vo deva dasyante yajna bhavitaha tair dattana pradayebhyo yo bhunkte senaiva saham. The deities we saw are pleased. Yajna Bhavita Devaha, they are pleased by our sacrifices. What they will do? Ishtan Bhogan Hi Dasyante. They will bestow their blessings on us. They will keep us happy. They will keep their blessings such that we get our we can do our work properly. What are their blessings? It is the food that we get. This is a blessing of deities. The wealth that we have to be able to sustain our lifestyle, that is also a blessing. Beautiful flowers are blooming, fruits are yielding, rain is falling. All these are also the blessings of the deities. We are safe, not present in any place where any natural calamities are happening. That is a blessing of Bhagwan on us. So we also have to understand, if not deliberately, unknowingly, there are many sins that are happening from us. We end up performing different types of things, even in our routine life. hmm, Even in our routine life, small activity like just brooming or cleaning the house will cause different kinds of sin. There are 5 types of sins incurred in our day-to-day activities: Kandani, Peshani, Chuli, Udakumbi, Marjani. What are these activities? Kandani, that is pounding; Peshani, grinding; Chuli, cooking; Udakumbi, washing the utensils; and sweeping, Marjani, while cleaning the house. Even when these small activities are being done, we end up committing sins. How small living organisms are getting affected by us. Some are getting killed. How many cockroaches, how many mosquitoes, we don't know. How life is like this. These sins that are happening, this is inevitable himsa. This is inevitable voices. This is something that we cannot help. These kind of sins get incurred and we cannot help it. But what we have to do, because these sins are happening on a daily basis, what is happening? The karma that we have accumulated in the past, the good deeds that we are accumulated in the past, they are by default getting washed off. To a certain extent, they are getting washed off on a daily basis. Hmm. So that is why we have to do yajna on a daily basis. What we have to do now, if there is, how does our account work? Bank account. This is something that people understand very easily. If I'm spending 100 rupees every day, I have to ensure that on a monthly basis, I have to earn at least more than 3,000 rupees. Otherwise, there will be no account. Is there a balance left in my account? If daily a fixed amount is getting deducted from my account, I have to ensure that my salary is much more than the account that is sorry, the credit happening in my account is much more than the amount that is being debited, a cumulative account that is debited from my account daily. That is a basic rule of earning. The same rule applies to our karma also. Daily some amount of sin is happening. We have to ensure that this does, as this good karma is getting washed off, the amount of sat karma that we do is so high that even after washing off, we have lot of good karma left in our account. And for this, what should be done? Persistently, consistently, good karma has to be done. Persistently, yajna has to be performed. That is why our scriptures prescribe that Deva Yagya, Pitru Yagnya, Brahma Yagnya, Nru Yagnya, Bhuta Yagnya. These different types of yagya should be done on a daily basis. What are these? Deva Yagnya, doing worshipping gods every day. Tarpan people do for the satisfaction of their ancestors. Pitru Yagya, Brahma Yagya, pleasing the gods. Nru Yagnya, just giving food to some hungry person, helping anybody becomes a Nru Yagnya. Bhuta Yagnya, small thing. There are so many animals who are not getting enough food. In the summer season, the birds don't get water to drink. Keeping a bowl of water for the birds to drink. Small, small actions. They become Bhuta Yagnya. Giving our scriptures, the first roti that is made in the house, our Vedic lifestyle tells the first roti cooked in the house should be offered to the cow, and the last roti should also be offered. So these kind of practices that have been put by our Vedic lifestyle are for what? That unknowingly these yajna are getting done by us. So it is to ensure that our good karma is always kept high, that balance is maintained, and those who fail to do it are called what? Yo bhungte stena he vasastena. Thieves, people who are eating, who are just not giving back anything to the society, who are living their life only for enjoyment. Shri Krishna says, Yo bhungte stena he vasa. Without doing any good karma, if you are the consuming or enjoying the benefits of your life, such people, Shri Krishna says, uses a very strong word. He says they are thieves. Shri Krishna is calling them thieves, then there is nothing wrong in it. We were talking about bank accounts, isn't it? Suppose somebody takes loan from a bank and does not pay back the loan. What do you call them? The defaulters, they are thieves. Similarly, whatever we are getting in our lives is a blessing from this Prakriti, from Paramatma. This is a loan that we have taken from the Paramatma. We have to pay it off. If it is not done, the same terminology is used for us. What we will be doing, it we will also be called. So it is important that this act is done. Yajna Shrishta Shirasanto Muchyante Sarvakil Vishai भुञ्जते ते त्वघं पापा ये पचन्त्यात्मकारणात्. That is why what is important to wipe off all the sins. One should do what? Muchyante sarvakil vishahi. This all, we should be freed from all the sins. For that, what you have to do? Yagnishishta santo. We have to consume what? The remnants of sacrifice. What is the meaning of the remnants of this yagna? Means after doing some satkarma, whatever is left, this dana that we do, after I have done my basic expenses, whatever I have extra, out of that I have done some charity. Now this charity word is little confusing in our scriptures. The word is dana. What is the definition of dana? Dana samvibhaga. We don't give the extra that we have. We are ensuring that because we have received, it is equally distributed. We are distributing the wealth. So some or the other good deed. Now, this good deed can be in any form. If somebody, it is not just necessarily monetary. If somebody has wealth to donate, they can donate wealth. If somebody has knowledge to donate, they can share their knowledge. If somebody has time, they can share the time with people who need their time, the social causes that need their time. If they have energy to do something, the strength, physical strength, they can do Shramadan. There are different types of things that can be done, but we should be investing in what? In these type of good deeds. If this is not done, we are, the literal word as per our scriptures is, they are doing papa bhakshan. वो पाप ही खा रहे हैं. They are doing papa bhakshan, and what happens with this? The life continues to be tainted. It continues to deteriorate. Our good karma accounts start decreasing, and gradually we go towards a downward fall. Our lives, instead of our future lives, instead of getting better and better, what happens? The downfall happens. Such a beautiful thing Jnaneshwar Maharaj says. We all know that Jnaneshwari, you might have heard about this Grantha Jnaneshwari. It is a book written, it is a beautiful discourse from Sant Jnaneshwar Maharaj on Srimad Bhagavad Gita. It is not just a discourse restricted to Srimad Bhagavad Gita, though. There are many more additional things he has added in Jnaneshwari. Very beautiful things. And Swamiji Maharaj never mentions anything about himself, but at one place he has mentioned about his own tapa that he has done, about his own good deeds. He says he got an opportunity to talk on Srimad Bhagavad Gita. This beautiful scripture that has come from him, he says that has happened because he has done this tap of being a truthful person for many kalpa. His exact sentence is in Marathi, Satyavada che tapa kele aneka kalpa. What does that mean? Now, what is this kalpa? Try to understand. He has not spoken a single lie for many kalpa. What is the definition of kalpa? One, this Kali Yuga is going on. Satyug, Dwapar Yug, Satyug, Dwapar Yug, Treta Yug, Kali Yuga, all four yugas, all Chatur Yug together becomes one Chatur Yugi. Such 1,000 Chatur Yug become one Kalpa. You keep calculating. Entire Chatur Yug is how many years? More than 50, 60, 50 lakh, almost 50 lakh years. Now, so much is just one Kalpa. Jnaneshwar Maharaj says he has done this Satyavada che tapa, means this tap of talking truth. He has done This Vani Tap, we have seen this in the 17th, in the 17th chapter, the three types of tap. The tap of this Vani, the tap of speech, is what? He is being truthful. Satyam Priya Hitaincha Yat. So he has spoken truth for how many yugas? For so many kalpa. How many? What is one kalpa? Is 1000 chaturyugi. He has done this for 10, so many thousands of kalpa. After that, he has got an opportunity to do that, who talk in front of the people at Nevasa, and this great scripture called Jnaneshwari has come from him. That is the might Sri Jnaneshwar Maharaj tells. Now just think once, how many times we are lying, how many times we fall from our speech, how many times we end up so casually. We have not yet started from the home. हाँ बस मैं पहुंच ही रहा हूँ. Not even started from the home. So casually we will tell lie. This all counts as karma. Every small act counts as karma. We have to be very, very mindful of every karma that we are doing. This is what Bhagavad Gita tells us about. This is what Bhagavad Gita tells, that you have to be very, very mindful of every act that you are doing. So daily do yajna doesn't mean daily put the fire and start. This is yajna. The talk that we are doing, this can become yajna if we are putting it to a good use. Every good act done for samashti means for the society, for the benefit, for the larger benefit, it becomes yagya. Whatever one has, it should be offered. If I have time, offer your time. If you have money, whatever we are in a position to do, we have to do that. If this is not done, bhunjate te tvagam papa ye pachantyatma karanat, for their own downfall, they'll be responsible, because they will be literally consuming papa or the sinful deeds. And after explaining the importance of yajna, after explaining the importance of this good deeds and how your karma can become a yajna, after explaining this very important things, Sri Krishna now tells us how is it related? What is the connection between our karma and this greater cosmic power? This is a very beautiful part. What Sri Krishna says, Annad bhavanti bhutani parjanyadanna sambhavaha yajnad bhavati parjanyo yagya karma samudbhavaha कर्म ब्रह्मोद्भवं विद्धि ब्रह्माक्षर समुद्भवं तस्मात् सर्वगतं ब्रह्म नित्यं यज्ञे प्रतिष्ठितम्. So how is every act done by us, how is it related to Parampita Paramatma, how it's related to Sri Krishna? Sri Krishna explains this very beautifully, that basically now we have seen so many definitions with so many different types of yagya, etc. Now, in this, we have to understand that even we are saying a satkarma is yagya, everything said and done, the karma kanda, actual act of performing the yagya, it is a very scientific process. It is a scientific experiment. It has to be done in a particular way. It is a scientific experiment. It is no less than a scientific experiment. And this whole chain, this karma kanda has to be done exactly in the way it has been prescribed by our Vedas. The ghee, the type of ghee that has to be used, the mantras that are being said, all these are very, very important. There is no scope for error in this yagya. You have to follow the scriptures properly for this. How is this whole chain understood? This scientific experiment is explained. This is yagya is a scientific experiment, and how do we connect by yagna to everything? Annat bhavanti bhutani. Annat bhutani bhavanti means we are born and brought up as a result of food. Our body is what? It is a result of the food we eat. Then Parjanyad Anna Sambhava. Parjanyad Anna Sambhava. How is this food obtained? It is obtained by the virtue of rains. Parjanya is rains. Yajnyad Bhavati Parjanyo. Yajnyad Parjanyaha Bhavati. We are blessed with the rains by the virtue of yagya. This is what I was mentioning when we say is that when I was saying that this yagya is actually a very scientific experiment. You must have seen recently, a few years back also, there was an experiment done, you know, that a certain type of yagni performed. It will in the olden days also we have heard that yagni is performed whenever there is a drought. The yagni is performed for what? So that the regions under drought get rainfall. So ahuti from the yagya stabilize the environment. This is a very scientific process. The ahuti from the yagna stabilize the environment and the atmosphere and ultimately give rise to what? They gave rise to rain. Hmm. Now, you will feel that yagna, this process happens only in India. What about the other countries? How do they get rain? There, this definition of yagya that we are reading now, sat karma is yagya. Every good deed is yagya also falls into place. So wherever a good karma is doing, it culminates into yagya. It changes the aura and the gods are happy with it, and the vrishti, the rains will happen. There is a small story from Nizamabad, this area in initially when Telangana, Andhra, both same states in Andhra Pradesh, there was this area called Nizamabad. It was ruled by Nizam. Now, during that time, there was a drought, severe drought there. And because of the drought, the situation was worsening. And that time, the king called all the religious leaders and said, do whatever possible but get rains. So our rishis and all the pujaris, all the learned people said, we have to do yagya. They tried, but it was not giving this great results. So in that situation, people said, okay, if we want this yagya to happen, to be successful, we need to get it done from the pious most person on this in that yuga. So they decided that they will call Rishi Shringya. Now, this is a very long story. We will not go into the details, but with lot of effort, they had to get this Rishi Shringya on this soil of Nizamabad. And when this Rishi Shringya, he didn't even have to utter a single mantra. He was a very pious Rishi, has done tapasya, has never even seen a female, very pious, extremely pure Rishi he was. The moment he stepped on the soil of Nizamabad, this rains had come. So you must have heard the story of Mungus from Mahabharata, where now we'll not go into the details of that story also, but after the yagya that Yudhishthir had done, there was this Mungus who was half golden in color, and uh, um, he said that half of the you have done such a big yagya, and this my body was a normal body, but half of it turned golden when I had the opportunity to eat the remnants of a yagya. But now here I thought you have done such a big yagya. Let me come and have some food over here. If I have that food, my rest of the body also will become golden. But unfortunately, even after consuming the food, after eating the remnants here, my rest of the body has not become golden. So the yagya that I had attended earlier was far more bigger. And Yudhishthir became sad. He asked Shri Krishna, what is it? Shri Krishna said, you ask the Mungus, tell me this story. What has happened? This was the Leela of Shri Krishna, and he narrated a very beautiful story of a very poor family who were all the family members are very hungry. And just after a span of 40-48 days, after a span of such a long time, the family managed to get some food. At the same time, when they were about to eat the food, a bhikshuk, a hungry person, came at the door, and he asked for food. This family gave away all the sattu to this hungry fellow. And whatever powder was remaining in that powder, this mongoose, ate. He lied down and his body became golden. What was the yagya that was done by that poor family? It was to help a person in need even when they were in distress, but a good deed. They saw that he is even more hungry. A bhikshuk should not go hungry from my door. Following that principle, This family had ensured that a sat karma is done by them, because of which this mongoose half golden body he has. The story comes in Mahabharata. You can see, read in detail there. So this small thing, that yagya, Shri Krishna says, is superior to the yagya that Yudhishthir did. So that is the might of yagya. Yagya is not only about what you have monetarily, but every good deed, the Shreshthatha, the greatness of your deed counts to the greatness of the yagya. And how this yagya karma samudbhavaha. The next slok we say yagya karma samudbhavaha. Yagya is originating from what? It is originating from different actions. Karma brahmodbhavam vidhi. How is our karma originating? Our karma, what to do in a specific role, how to do the karma. This process we get from where? From our Vedas. Brahma here refers to the Vedas. We get it from our scriptures. And Brahmakshara Samudbhava, from where the Vedas are originating, they are originating from the Paramatma himself, from the Akshara Tattva, from that cosmic power itself has given rise to the Vedas. Tasmat sarvagatam brahma nityam yagne pratishthitam. So this is how our karma. So this entire, quickly we'll go through the cycle. We are born out of anna. This anna is responsible, is coming from the rains. The rain is coming from yagya. Yagya is happening as a part of what? Our karma. Karma is happening from the Vedas, that are Veda, from our scriptures. The Vedas have come from Paramatma himself, and that is why, because this cycle is, it like a water cycle. Everything is connected. Tasmat sarvagatam brahma yagne nityam yagne pratishtitam. That's why by means of actions, how are we connected? We are directly connected to the Brahma Tattva, directly connected to the Parampita Paramatma himself. We are a very essential element in this cycle, in this cosmic cycle that is going around. And that is why it is important that we follow this cycle properly. In that context, what Shri Krishna says, Evam pravartitai chakran nanuvartayati hayaha aghayurendriya ramo bhungam partha sajivati. What Shri Krishna says, that Evam pravartitai chakra, this natural cycle we have seen, it is happening. Now, this natural cycle is continuously going. Partha evam pravartite chakra iha yaha na anuvartayati. In this cycle, if we do not follow our role properly, then what will happen? Saha aghayuhu indriyaramaha mogham jivati. Means what? Just by staying engrossed in subjects of the senses, party whole day, just busy watching movies, Netflix, or other different things. Such a life is way mogam parthasa jivati. He is living a sinful life, a useless life, a worthless life, just like how untimely clouds. They are not required, not welcome. Untimely clouds, they are worthless. They just cause more damage. Just like that, the life of such people who are not performing this, they are living such a life. We have to understand understand the importance of your work. See, one very important thing: if you see a huge machine, every screw in that machine is important. If you go to some factory and see a huge machinery, even if small part fails to do its job, what is going to happen? The whole unit is going to fail. The whole factory is going to fail. Then the entire production of the factory is going to suffer. Every part, every small screw is important. We are the small parts of the machine in this cosmic cycle. Sri Krishna has sent us with some responsibilities, with some duties. We have to ensure that we perform our role appropriately in this cosmic cycle. Hmm? Now, we all have heard this word global. We all talk about global cycle, global balance. Global is referring to what? Just about this earth. Hmm? The global platform. We all have become global. Shri Krishna is thinking about the whole cosmos. He's talking about the cosmic cycle. We are actually, think globally, act locally, all that we say, right? Think about the world and act. So think globally, act locally. Shri Krishna says, don't just think global, don't just think local. We have to think about the cosmic cycle. Act locally. Your every act is going to be a contribution to that big cosmic cycle. What does Jnaneshwar Maharaj says? Ata Vishwatmake Deve Yene Vagayagni Toshave Tosho Nimazadhyave Pasaya Danahe. This very beautiful prayer at the end of Jnaneshwari, Sri Jnaneshwar Maharaj has said it is a Pasayadan. He is saying this prayer for the welfare of this entire universe. And what does he say? That He Paramatma, Vishwatmake Deve, He Parampita Paramatma, who is the God, who is the Lord of this entire universe, what you please, if be happy with my Vag Yagya, by the Yagya that I have done with my speech. Jnaneshwar Maharaj says that this speech I have delivered here, or Jnaneshwari, that is my Vag Yagya. Please be happy with that. Please be happy with that. Tene Vag Yagya Toshave. And after you are appeased by this Vag Yagya, if you are appeased by this Vag Yagya, forgive me, please fulfill my desire. What is his desire? This Pasayadan. He has given a beautiful prayer for the welfare of this entire universe. That is what the connection is there. See, even the small act of speech by this beautiful Pasayadan, by the act that by the act that Jnaneshwar Maharaj has done, that this Vagayagnya can also become a means to make this cosmic power happy. Every speech, every act, a small act like talking can also become a yagya, and it can become a means to sail through this entire birth cycle. That is the importance of yajna that Jnaneshwar Maharaj has spoken about. See, small things. Not each one of us can become Jnaneshwar Maharaj. Not each one of us is going to get this opportunity. What we can do? We have our small roles to say, small thing like, thinking about the universe. See, Swamiji this year has given a lot of, 4 important principles that we should follow. Each parampara ka bodh, we'll not get into the details, but one small thing that Swamiji, our Param Puja Gurudev, Sri Govind Giriji Maharaj has said, small thing, Paryavaran, our environment. You take care of our environment. That will also become a yagya, taking care of the environment, this plastic, just ensuring that, I say no to unnecessary plastic. It will save so many things for the environment. My small role, I don't care what the other society, all others are doing, but I am doing that. I'm playing the role of that small screw in this huge machinery. If I do my role properly, my yagya reaches the Brahma Tattva. That small role, if each one of us do small act of saving water, small act of ensuring the reduction of plastic, all these small good acts are going to connect us to the Brahma Tattva. That is the interpretation of these shlokas. Every small act matters. Every sat karma matters. This is very, very important. Yes, त्वात्मरतिरेव स्यादात्मतृप्तश्च मानवः आत्मन्येव च सन्तुष्टस्तस्य कार्यं न विद्यते. So, this type of karma is extremely necessary. A person who is doing this, such a knowledgeable beings, who are continuously doing this, they will become what? Atmarata. Atmarata means what? Rejoicing themselves. Who is within us? When we are focusing on our karma, ensuring no matter what is happening, what others, instead of pointing to the errors of others, if I continuously keep doing good deeds, my uh, conscious is going to get clean. I am going to be able to look through myself. I am going to get connected to whom? To the Paramatma Tattva within me. I am going to, through my good deeds, get connected to Paramatma Tattva, who is also residing within me. When I am helping the thirsty birds around me, what do we gradually get to see? The life element which is in me, the Paramatma Tattva which is in me, the Atma Tattva which is in me, is in those stray dogs, is in the cows, is in the birds around me, and I get to see the same element in all other creatures around me. Gradually, I see that Paramatma Tattva is everywhere. Gradually, we see the same Atma Tattva everywhere, and we start rejoicing ourselves. And such a Atma Tripta, Atmani Eva Santushta, such a person will be free from all the bindings. What kind of freedom does he get? Naiva tasya krite nartho na krite neha kaschana na chasya sarva bhuteshu kaschidarthavyapashrayah. Such a person is, now that he has got into the habit, he has done, he gets free from the cycle of karma. How here one example is quoted from our scriptures. Say how just example of a pregnant lady, Swamiji also tells that initial days, she will keep working, doing all the household chores, ensuring everything is, happening. She will gradually, she'll keep working. But as the pregnancy progresses, what will happen? Gradually, she will slow down, because now she has done her part. Once the child comes, she is just free to play with the child. Then she doesn't have to worry about the household chore. Everybody will take care, and she can happily, take care only of her child, and be happy. Now she does not need to do the household chores, does not need to worry about the household chore, because they will be taken care of. Her prime responsibility is ensuring that the child is happy and she remains in that bliss. Somebody who has already done good karma, has sufficient good karmic balance, and is in a, natural flow of good acts, they do not remain binded by the necessity to do actions. For another example, we can quote in this context. If there are, say, two children, one is a very sincere child who has studied throughout the year, ensured that his studies are up to date, nothing is remaining. If such a child has, if such a child is, coming close to the exams are coming close, for such a child the teacher will say, it's okay, you have studied so much, you just relax at the time of exam, sleep well, and relax, you can play a little bit so that you remain relaxed, don't stress out. And this child, because he has studied so nicely, he has time to relax. He can sleep early, he can play, and 2 days before the exams, he can be relaxed. Now, there is another child who has not done his studies at all. If he looks at this scholar students and feel, "Arey, he's such an intelligent person, such a smart child, he is nicely, happily playing, so why do I need to study?" And he also starts, he also stops studying. What will happen? What will be the result of the second child, who is an average? He needs to study before the exams, because whole year he has not done. That is the difference between that Ucha Sadhak, because they have done so much good work. All the great saints, Sant Gajanan Maharaj, Sant Jnaneshwar Maharaj, our Param Puja Gurudev, all of them, they have done so many great deeds. We cannot just say, "Arey, Gajanan Maharaj, what he was doing whole day, so I will also not." We cannot, because we have not reached that level. So we don't know how much they have struggled already, so much sadhana they have undergone. Our sadhana has not yet reached there. So we should not compare with them. Nat chase sarvabhucheju kachidartha vyatpashraya. Without those people, without depending on any object, they can continue to live the way they want. But for us, we have to keep doing our work. So Shri Krishna says this is a separate category. They have reached their highest level of sadhana. They can, continue not doing anything. If they don't do any karma, it is fine. But what we should do, what the normal sadhak should do, tasmadasakta satatam karyam karma samacharam asakto yacharan karma paramapnoti purushaha. What we have to do, we should keep doing karyam karma samachara. We have to keep doing our near duty, our task we should continue to do in the right way. We were talking about these two children, right? A scholar children and a young child who is a average student. What the mother of that average student will say, that if you study like this achiever, one day you will also become a scholar student. You will also achieve the results that he is achieving. That is an advice the mother will give. Similarly, Shri Krishna also tells the same thing to us sadhaks, that they have done so much satkarma, and that is why they have reached a position where if they don't do any karma, it is fine, but you keep doing your karma. How? Tasmad. Now the slok starts with the word tasmad. Anything that starts with tasmad means Shri Krishna is giving an order. It is a very important thing that you have to begin with. It is a very important message. So when this word tasmad comes, become alert. What he says, asakta satatang karyam karma samachara. This is the order Shri Krishna has given for us. Sorry. What is the order that Shri Krishna has given? Without any attachment, continue doing your work. Continue doing, following your duties and karyam karma samachara. You have to perform your duties appropriately. Follow your duties appropriately. And then what so do good deeds. Now you can achieve these things even by doing your uh, normal routine. You can attain the same level of greatness. And then one question comes to us, like how this mother has told an example, no, that scholar student, how the way he is studying, you will also achieve. Similarly, Shri Krishna also gives an example. He says, if you continue to do the work in this way, then just like this one king Shri Krishna is telling about, you will also achieve the highest order of mukti, of freedom. And whose example Shri Krishna is giving? कर्मणैव हि संसिद्धिं नास्थिता जनकादयः लोकसङ्ग्रहमेवापि सम्पश्यन् कर्तुमर्हसि. So while explaining the perfection of selflessness, Shri Krishna gives an example of King Janak. What does he say? Shri Krishna has given his example. So imagine how mighty King Janak must be. His life stands as a significant inspiration for all of us. What he says in context of King Janak, karmana evahi samsiddhim asthitaha. While performing his duties itself, King Janak has achieved that divine position. What is the divine position that King Janak has achieved? What is it that Shri Krishna is actually referring to? Shri Krishna is telling about this with his asakta, without any detachment. King Janak has managed to fulfill all his responsibilities and attain that divine place. What is that divinity that Shri Krishna is talking about? We all know Guru Nam Guru Bhagwan Veda Vyasji. Right now, Bhagwan Veda Vyasji's son is Shukdev Maharaj. Now, Bhagwan Veda Vyasji we all know he has composed all the Vedas, Mahabharat, all this literature, all this great scripture has come to us from Bhagwan Veda Vyasji, and his son Shukdev Bhagwan refused to accept the might of this karma yoga. He was a Sankhya yogi, Vitaraga Shiromani. He is completely detached from this world. Such a person is this Shukadev Maharaj. Great saint, absolutely no doubt. But he says this karma yoga, karma kand, I don't believe in. And Bhagwan Vedavyasji tried very hard to convince him, but this was not working. Finally, Vyas Bhagwanji said, you have to go to Janaka Maharaj and see the amount, the divinity that he has attained. And Bhagwan Shukdev Maharaj was sent to Janak Bhagwan for a certification. In our language, it is a certification only. He had to accept King Janak as his Raja Janak as his guru, and he has taken proper shiksha. He has attained a knowledge from Janak Maharaj. That was the high position of Janak Maharaj. He has done his duties and attained that divine positions. That caliber he has attained, that he can teach something to Vedaraga Shiromani Bhagavan Shukdev Maharaj, who is what? The Vakta of Srimad Bhagavad. Imagine that might King Janak has achieved by what? Following Karma Yoga. And the might of King Janak, there's a small incident from his life. This you all must have heard about Yagnavalkya, Rishi Yagnavalkya. He is one of the greatest scholar of his time. Now, Rishi Yagnavalkya used to give discourses. Every time he is giving the discourses, he used to wait for Janak Raja. Now, his disciples thought because King Janak is a king, Yagyavalkya Maharaj is waiting just because he is a king. This talk started happening amongst all the disciples that Yagyavalkya Maharaj also, no matter how knowledgeable he is also biased. Raja ko preference dete hain. He is, biased towards the king, and he will wait even if King Janak is late. Yagyavalkya Maharaj came to know about this, and he did one small thing to prove what is King Janak to him. So during a discourse that Yagnavalkya is giving, King Janak, Raja Janak also came, and he started his discourse. During the discourse, there was that gossip happens, no? Small, somebody will just spread fake news like that. One news came up that there is fire in this Mithila Nagari and the surrounding places, and there is a huge fire, everything will get destroyed. All the bhikshuks, all the other disciples of Yagnavalkya Maharaj, they started running towards their huts. What was there in their huts? Japka mala, what they will have, not very rich like King Janak. All these disciples started running to protect their belongings. But Raja Janak, who is the king of Mithila, he kept sitting and kept listening to Yagyavalkya Maharaj. Then Yagyavalkya asked King Rajaji, you don't have to go or what? Now, these people don't have any significant belongings, yet they ran away to protect their belongings from fire. But what about you? You have entire Mithila Nagari. Raja Janak said, I have done whatever was required to ensure that the city is safe. I have done my responsibilities. By God's grace, whatever is going to happen is now the fate of that city. The process is there at the moment. I am here to listen to my Gurudev Yagyavalkya Maharaj. I will continue listening to your discourse. That was the level of detachment. He has done his duties, he has performed his duties to perfection, but after that, he has also remained detached from his possession. That is the highest order, highest sadhana of this king. And when this was proved to the disciples of Yagyavalkya Maharaj, they also, accepted his divinity, his greatness. And that is what Sri Krishna is mentioning about, that by following the Karma Yoga, just like King Janak, you also can become what? You also can become a great yogi, a great sadhak, and achieve the same level of liberation, same moksha that a jnana yogi or a sankhya yogi can attain. So this is the very important. We have to understand at this moment. Understand that Gita is primarily teaching us not to run away from your duties, but do continue your duties with the right attitude. with what? Asakta buddhi. How to do the duties very beautifully. This chapter in the next session also we are going to see that it's very important to have faith in your duties and ensure that they are done in the right attitude, with the right perception, with the right vision. Then that those duties also can become what? A liberating factor. Now at this moment, now we are thinking Shri Krishna is telling about great people. Now at this moment we would also think he is telling about such great people. Who knows, we might also be that great already. Hum bhi honge. How can Shri Krishna assume that you are not of that level of Samarth Ramdas Swami and Jhanakara? Maybe somebody is already up to that level. How can, Didi, you tell that we are common sadhaks? You might already be great souls. We might be. But Shri Krishna gives issues a small warning here. What is that warning? Yadyada charat shreshthas tattadeve taro janaham sayat pramanam kurute lokastadanuvartate. Even if there is no need for you to do the duty, even if you might be great enough that you don't need to do the duty, still if you are so great, people are going to follow you. When Modi ji started this Swachhata Abhiyan, when the Prime Minister is ensuring with us jhadu, he is trying to clean, and we see him cleaning things on the beach, the entire Bharat nation got awakened to the cleanliness of the society. Things have changed. The perception that we have as citizens changed, and people started realizing that Swachhata in Bharat, the cleanliness of Bharat, is our responsibility. We have a very eternal problem of the parents of this new era is children are watching mobile continuously, watching TV, watching mobile, addicted to mobiles. Now, if the mother is telling the child, oh, no, don't watch mobile, and that she is telling with the mobile in her hand, what is the child going to follow? The thing that she's saying or the thing that she is doing? Yad yad acharati shrestha. So essentially, even in the family, we have to ensure whatever children are doing, it is a reflection of our actions. In in an office, if a boss is coming late, the staff is obviously going to follow. But if the boss is reaching sharp 8:39, the boss is there, the rest of the staff will automatically follow the footsteps. So Sayat Pramanam Kurite, whatever is the Pramana, whatever is the standard set by the great people, Lokas Tadanuvartate, Lokah Tat Anuvartate. They people are going to follow that. And that is why at Geeta Parivar, what ideals we have kept in front of the sadhaks and our children. We must have heard this song at the start of the sessions. Karma yogi Krishna jaise veer ho hum parth se balidan govind singh saho swarth sara hi dale. Sangram, all that song. What is that song all about? It is about the right ideals in our society. When Geeta Parivar, at Geeta Parivar, when we do the Bal Sanskar work, what are the values we want the children to follow? These are the values. Desha Bhakti ho Shiva Sang Prema ho Gaurang sa. The patriotism should be like Shivaji Maharaj. The love that we have for others should be like Gauranga Maharaj. Swabhiman Pratap Saho, our Swamiman, our pride should be like what? Rana Pratap, Tej Jhansi Valisa, the brilliance, the courage that we have should be like Jhansi Rani. All these beautiful Bhishma Saho, Niyama Palana, Anushasana, the discipline that we follow should be like Bhishma Pitama. Shaurya ho, may Abhimanyu ho, the courage that we have should be like Abhimanyu. So the ideas that these great people have, we should follow. That is why these things are taught to our children. The same principles applies to us as sadhaks, us as older family members, that it is our responsibility to ensure. So Bhagavad Gita is not just a philosophical scripture. What is that we are trying to achieve? Gita padhe padhaye jeevan mein laye. So just knowing the literal meaning of the shlok is not going to be enough. We have to get the value. That essence should become a part of our life. Our life should carry that essence, and that is why it is important to understand where all we can bring this shlok in practice. And in the example, continuing the example of this, Shri Krishna gives his own example. Yad yad acharati shrestha, whatever the great people are doing, that is being followed by common people. Shri Krishna gives his own example in the next slok. Name parthasi kartavyam trishu lokeshu kinchana nanavaptam avaptyavyam varta eva cha karmani. Are Shri Krishna is Parampita Paramatma. He is the creator of this universe. He has nothing to take from this world, and there is absolutely nothing this world can give him. He doesn't want anything from the world, nor the world can give him anything. Anavaptam means there is nothing that I am deprived of or I don't have. Shri Krishna doesn't need anything. Avaptavyam, there is nothing that is worth acquiring. There is nothing in this Prakriti that I need to acquire for myself. So there is Partha, what he says, Partha me trishu lokeshu kinchan kartavyan nasti. There is nothing that I have to do in this universe. There is nothing that I want, nor is there anything that I am trying to attain. Yet, karmani varta eva. Yet I am doing my own karma. I am engaging in my own karma. What karma Shri Krishna is doing? Gopalan. In the yagya of Yudhishthir that we were talking about, everybody was getting the responsibilities. They have to pick up a duty for themselves. What duty Shri Krishna has picked up for himself? That he will pick up the used plates after all the Rishimunis and the sages have eaten, after all the guests have eaten, the jhuti, the used plates, dishes, that he will pick up, and he will wash the feet of the great sages, all the santa, all the great saints who will be coming to that yagya, their feet will be washed by Shri Krishna. Those are the duties he has accepted. Now imagine the greatest. Now, Pitama Bhishma also does pranam to Shri Krishna. Pitama Bhishma says, at the onset of this yagya, only Pitama Bhishma has said that Shri Krishna is so great that all the gods should worship him. That is the might of Shri Krishna. Now, this Shri Krishna is picking up used plates, jhoti paltan, all those jhoti plates he's picking up. In such a situation, who else will refuse the work? They will say, "Oh, Shri Krishna hi itne kaam kar rahe hain, to we have to by default work." When you see the elderly people in the family working, "Arey, you don't know, we will do." The work naturally comes to any sanskari person. Same thing. So Shri Krishna has done by shown by example. In the war, he had nothing to do. He could have just sat. What he has done, he has become a charioteer. So, what was the need for Shri Krishna to travel from Dwarka to Indraprasth and help the Pandavas? No job, but following Dharma. Shri Krishna was not. Shri Krishna has helped so many kingdoms get a good king, establish good kings in those places. Why has he done it? Just to show people that they should follow Dharma. And what will happen if Shri Krishna doesn't do all this? Shri Krishna says that I don't want need to do, but still I am doing. Why? Yadi yahanavarte jatu karmanya tandritaha mama vartmanu vartante manusha partha sarvashah. If I don't follow atandritaha, that word is so important. Tandri, you know what is Tandri? That unconsciously we just think about something else. That is Tandri. Atandritaha, and we will without relaxation. Yadi ahan atandritaha. If I don't engage in actions without relaxing, atandritaha means with full focus. If I don't do, then what will happen? If I don't do, others will also not do. I have to be very alert. I have to ensure that I don't give out a wrong message from my own behavior. Mama vartma anuvartante. They will also follow my path. Manusha partha sarvasha. Manusha sarvasha mama vartma anuvartante. They will all follow my path. And if I miss doing my responsibilities, fulfilling my responsibilities, they will take that as an ideal behavior, and they will also get disturbed, the entire chakra that we were talking about will fail. उत्सीदेयुरिमे लोका न कुर्यां कर्म चेदहम् संकरस्य च कर्तास्याम् उपहन्यामि भाव प्रजाः. And what will happen if this is not followed? Upahanyam, it will destroy. What it will destroy? The entire cycle. Sankarasya च कर्तास्याम् उपहन्यामि भाव प्रजाः. This society is divided based on their responsibilities. Everything will fall apart. People would not be able to fulfill their responsibilities. Then all the loka, now not just one lok, here there it is a plural lokaha, that visarga it is uska lop ho gaya hai, means it plural because of some niyam. It has not mentioned in the shloka, but actually he is not only talking about this world. All the loka, prithvi loka, sarga loka, mrityu, so many worlds are there. Shri Krishna says, if I don't do, and if looking at me, people don't follow their duties, all the other worlds, they will fail to perish. They would perish, they would all get destroyed, they would fail to work properly, and entire confusion will lead to the destruction of all the lokas. And that is why one has to continuously keep doing this work. It is important that everybody continues to do this work. Just one small shlok, it's a very easy shlok. I realize the time, but we'll just take one more shlok in the same context. Shri Krishna says, Saktah karmanya vidvanso yatha kurvanti bharata kuryad vidvans tatha saktashchikirshur loka sangraham. It is very important that for the larger benefit, what we should avidvans karmani saktaha. Now the next two shlokas, actually we should take in this continuation what Shri Krishna says here. How are um, the knowledgeable people understand the cycle of karma and all that, but people who are not educated, avidvan here, how do they do? They are very very strongly attached with karma. And how do they do their work? How the businessmen work very diligently for what? To perform their actions, to get results, because they're so highly attached to the fruits of their action. How they are attached: if I do this much work, so much money I'm going to get. If I expand more branches, more business expansion will happen, more money I will get. They are in this, the rajoguni people who they are doing very strongly, they are doing their efforts. In return, they are expecting some results. Yatha kurvanti tatha lok sangram. What a vidwan should do for the normal people with limited intellect. They work because of attachment towards the karma. If I do, I will get recognition. If I do this, I will, people will recognize me, my name will come in the newspaper if I do this much charity. So they are doing it for the fruits. Similar, that the drive that they have, Shri Krishna is talking about the drive that these people have. The same drive normal vidwan people, the intelligent people, the knowledgeable people should have for what? Towards the welfare of the world, lok sangraham. With the same conviction, the intelligent people should work for what? They should work for the welfare of the world. So the people with limited intellect, with a normal intellect, with a common intellect, they work for themselves. With the same conviction, the Vidwan, the knowledgeable people, should work for Lok Sangra, for the welfare of this universe, for the welfare of the world around us. How? Look at our Param Puja Gurudev. How is he working? Very, very, so many Vedashalas. For what? For the upliftment of this country. The effort that he has put for Ayodhya, Ram Mandir, the effort that he has put into establishing the Vedshalas. What is he working for? Establishment of Geeta Pariwar. Geeta Pariwar se Learngeeta has come. This, for Bal Sanskar, so that lakhs of people are learning Bhagavad Gita. Where has all this started from? From our Param Puja Gurudev. That should be the work. This shlok, if you have to see, the conviction with which Param Puja Gurudev is working for the welfare of the society, wise men should continue working in that direction without any attachment towards the fruits of their fruits, without the fruits of the karma. And such people who have this Vedic knowledge, who have the knowledge, they should ensure that they should not confuse the minds of others. Now, people now we see amongst, people will tell, oh, just keep doing bhakti, just keep doing this, and people are trying on the name of spirituality. People try to confuse others that you don't need, you just continue doing japa tapa. Shri Krishna says, no, na buddhi bhedain janayed ajnanam karma sanginam joshayet sarva karmani vidvan yukta samacharan. Shri Krishna says, don't confuse the ones with the unsettled mind. Those who don't know, understand spirituality, those who are not in a position to understand all the scriptures so far, do not confuse them, do not unsettle their mind, let them work. Hmm? These people, the people who are attached to their karma, they should continue, they should engage in all these actions. But vidwan yukta samacharan, they should, the vidwan should ensure that they should not confuse them, that don't do their work. Vidwan should decide how he has to work with detachment. He has to continue working properly without confusing the other. Buddhi Bheda is confusing. Don't confuse them. Let them do their work. Let them follow the karma. And following the karma itself, gradually their subconscious is going to get more pure and more pure. And they will also gain that wisdom. But till then, they should be encouraged to work. That is the important message of this shloka. And next session onwards, we are going to see the details, more depth of this karma from the next session. With this, I offer this entire discourse at the lotus feet of Param Puja Gurudev, with whose blessings we all are getting to explore the details of our karma. Such a beautiful chapter. Let us all pray together. Bow down to Param Puja Gurudev. Om Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Shri Gurave Namah. Hari Om. Thank you so much for the patient listening. I'm sorry about the excess time, but
We should actually thank you so much, Didi, for enlightening us on the third chapter, where we understood how to just do the karma and not to bind to the fruits of that karma. We extend a heartfelt gratitude to respected Shraddha Didi for such a profound and enlightening interpretation of Bhagavad Gita. Your lucid exposition offered a remarkably clear and comprehensive understanding of Gita Ji, making its timeless wisdom accessible and deeply meaningful to all of us. If anyone still has any doubts or queries regarding the same, kindly raise your hand, and respected Didi, with her expertise, will provide further clarity on the subject. Yes. Urmila Didi? Kindly unmute. Urmila Didi, you have risen your hand.
please start your video so that Manisha Didi can spotlight you. If you have any network issue, you can switch off the video after it is spotlighted once for a moment. Urmila Didi.
Sorry, Didi, it is wrongly raised hand by me.
Okay, no problem, Urmila Didi. Jai Shri Krishna, pranam to you.
So, Didi, if you kindly permit, we can go ahead in this session.
Yes, sure. I don't see any hands raised. So.
Ji, ji. So a little bit of, again, a reminder that from Monday onwards, 2nd February, we have a new level 1 coming up. The registrations are still open. Do avail the same. Now, I take this moment to express my heartfelt gratitude also to our dedicated technical support team, Manisha Paltankar Didi, and also everyone working diligently behind the scenes. Your silent and yet steadfast efforts, meticulous coordination, and unwavering commitment has ensured the smooth and graceful conduct of this program, which would have not been possible without your invaluable support. As we pause together in this sacred moment, Let us offer our hearts in the prayer.
Bhavna Didi, Sri Vidyaji has raised her hand. Can we?
Ji Sri Vidyaji, kindly unmute yourself.
Jai Shri Krishna Dedi.
Jai Shri Krishna Devi.
Suppose I have one question. This Karma Yoga tells that do your work without thinking about the results, right, na Dedi? So even if we, for some instance, if in life we fail in some getting one thing, what should we take it as? How should we take that failure as? Because suppose we fail in some exam or we didn't crack one required job or something, even though we have worked hard, uh, how should we take that failure as and move ahead?
Yeah. Ji. So, Didi, this entire yoga shastra at the beginning, one thing is the thing that we see as a failure is actually just a result of our, you know, every act that we do. You will see this in the 18th chapter, Adhishtanam Tata Karta Karanenja Prathagvidam. All the things that we get as a result of our karma, the karma fal basically is not just dependent on our actions but on different parameters, our previous prarabdha and other different things. What you might be seeing as a failure could actually be a different yojana, a completely different plan of Bhagwan for you. With our limited intellect, sometimes what happens, we get very stuck. ये मुझे मिला ही नहीं. But we never know that there could be something better. Now, the similar question once, a few just 3 years back, one Bhaiya had asked, I'll tell his name is Prashantji, and he had asked a similar question and he was very upset that time. And I had told him, this is a prarabdha. He was transferred to a remote location and he was very upset, just 2 years left for his retirement. Now he messages me that that time I had told him the same thing, don't take it in, and you might be destined to go to that place. And now he is the chancellor of that university. He has done such great work and ensured that children around that area, the youth around that area, are learning Bhagavad Gita. And it's a very tough, I will not go into the details of that thing, but he has established a beautiful temple in that university in an area where a lot of conversions and all are happening. Now he tells Didi, that time I was crying, but I didn't really know that, this was what Sri Krishna wanted me to work on. We see everything for a short term. We see it on a, and another very important thing, Sri Krishna tells in the second chapter, Matra Sparshastu Kaunteya Shitoshna Sukha Dukkataha Agama Paino Nityas Tam Stitikshasva Bharata. This happiness and sadness that we feel is happy, and that is going to be a continuous process. It is a continuous process. We have to endure it. That enduring is going to give you the strength. Taun Stitikshasva, this is an order from Sri Krishna. You endure it and remain detached. Don't let it affect you. Yoga is basically, yoga's very simple definition, I'll tell you. Yoga is the trick to sail through this life unscratched. These happiness and sad moments are creating impressions on your mind. They are scratching your mind. The entire yoga is such that you put gloves on. In COVID, what we used to do, we used to put a mask. We cannot kill the coronavirus around us. Like that, matra sparsha susamteya shitoshna sukha dukkadaha. These are going to come. Agama paino nitya. Just like how we cannot control the virus around us, we put a mask around on our face. Like that, we have to mask our mind from these impressions and continue in the direction. This is a very small part of the long life that we have. This one failure should not affect the other parameters. We have to shield our mind and focus on the next. That is what is the order of Sri Krishna for us. And after following this order, you never know what is going to come. These failures that come to us as a part are a part of some previous deeds. कुछ पिछला कर्म है. Just imagine that, okay, that has washed off now. Let me invest my time in some good karma, and this is going to be uh, a larger. It is going to be for a larger good. Have faith. Mat karma, mat paramo. With full faith, you have to continue in that direction. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
That's a beautiful explanation. Before we take the another participant, let me all request all of you all to remain logged in because the queries asked by others may also help us and get us clarity of thought by the responses and explanation of our respected Didi. Yes, Pooja Verma Didi.
Yeah, thank you so much. Jai Shri Krishna Didi. So I love the previous explanation and it kind of makes sense. Okay, yeah, you don't have to get your just because you put your effort and if you don't get that post or you don't get that particular thing, it maybe the Lord has a bigger plan for you. I think that much you kind of try to understand. That moment you might feel bad, but I understand. But I'm looking at prayer as karma. Okay, I don't know why. So, when you pray, you are hoping for something, right? Whether it is let the journey go well, let my child's exam go well, let my parents' health be okay, my child's health. So it's a prayer, right? So when the prayer comes true, or the child gets what they want, or that one position, and then they get that, you feel good and you kind of like, okay, I believe, Krishna is looking out for me. But basically, I'm saying when it doesn't happen, and this is something regarding health, not even forget the post, forget the job post and all that, but like a little one, if their health is not okay and you've been praying, praying, praying for their health, and they continuously are falling ill, then sometimes you're like, I'm praying all this and nothing's happening, like still bad. So then it's kind of, is it still the same thing that it is their it is their, they have to go through it?
Yes, Didi. It is a part. Everybody. Nobody is. See, there is some discount given for the small children below the age of 5 for the karma, but previous kuch karma hai. See, some children, unfortunately, they are born with some defects. That is their previous karma. Something might be there. It could also be our karma कि मुझे इनका ध्यान रखना पड़ रहा है. But in that we do our best, and we feel that prayer of 1 year, 2 years might be sufficient. We don't know. That probably needs a longer prayer. We cannot judge. Our intellect is extremely limited, and that limitation of intellect should not shadow our efforts. That is the most important thing. In the next session, we are going to see a very beautiful definition of yoga also. How we should ensure that our mind remains shielded from this dukkha also. So, and this is a natural human tendency. When things are going in our favor, it is easy to console and everything. But if it goes against us, immediately we tend to retort. But ultimate state of sadhana, the most place where you understand that you have actually become a devotee, is what? Where you are sama, that is equanimous in both happy and sad times. That is the basic litmus. You know what is a litmus test? To check the acidity or basic nature of a liquid, we use it. It is a basic litmus test, I would say, for becoming a yogi or a jnani or even a bhakta, that is a devotee. In all the characteristics, Sri Krishna mentions this as a basic litmus test, a very basic qualification, I would say. So we have to reach there. We have to prepare to reach that level of qualification. It will come gradually. It is not easy. We all are practicing, so we will eventually reach there. That
Yeah, so
faith.
basically, yeah, the faith has to be there, not that pray when it's answered, pray, but when it's not answered, I'm not going to pray. Okay, shouldn't be transactional. Yeah,
Yes,
Sorry, I
thank you
was.
so much.
Yes, exactly. It
Thank
should.
you.
Yes.
that
Basically, it is not a transaction. See, we consider spirituality as different from our karma. That is where this selective perspective comes from. Just if my child is sick, do I stop taking care of my husband? No, right? हम दोनों का भी ध्यान रखते हैं. We have to understand that regular duties and spirituality are not different. That spirituality is a part of my routine. When that comes automatically, this selective perception will go. Because I realize that Bhagwan ki bhakti karna is my very basic responsibility. Serving the society is my very basic responsibility. When this emotion comes within you, automatically that balance is created. Then we don't treat that prayer as a separate thing, where prayer and worship is not an optional thing. It is a part of our routine. When we realize that, then that selective perception will automatically go away. Thank you, Pooja Didi. Beautiful discussion you initiated. Narayana ji, pranam.
Jai Shri Krishna, Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Just I have a question about the Ignas you mentioned. But in the present generation, how to do Ignas? Because we see so many like lectures and this kind of stuff available, but Ignas are so powerful. So it can be done by one person or groups, or how is that just?
See, yagya can be done by one person, yagya can be done by group. Basically, the yagya that we spoke about, the broad definition, the yagya that we know of is the ahuti. That is a very big yagya, fire and usme ahuti dena. But Shri Krishna has not limited the definition of yagya only to that. Even karma has become a yagya. So sat karma means a good deed also becomes a yagya. So a small thing at Learngeeta, what are we doing? Our trainers are teaching Bhagavad Gita. They are doing charity of their time and knowledge. That also becomes a yagya. We call Learngeeta a Gita Mahayagya. Why? Because everybody is doing a good deed. A small satkarma becomes a yagya. So, and in the 10th chapter, when you will see the Vibhuti Yoga, Shri Krishna says, Yagnyanam Japa Yagnyosmi. For jap, what do you need? You didn't need a group. Jap is a very individual karma. Amongst the Vibhuti Yoga, Shri Krishna mentions about, what are the significant places where he is present. And he says, among the yajna, my Vibhuti, my representation is strongly in the japa yajna. The process of doing japa is also called as yajna. How simplified definition. Sri Krishna has simplified the definition of yajna for us. He has given a broader perspective towards yajna, that your karma is also yajna. If you are not in a position to do that Ashwamedha yajna and all other yajna, one small satkarma that you do, that also counts as yajna. We cannot do our big yajna. So keep doing some small yajna in terms of satkarma. That becomes a big yajna eventually. Isn't it?
Jai Shri Krishna. That's why maybe they says in the Kali Yuga, is Japa Yajna is the good one because
We should never leave, especially in Kali Yuga, because now we don't have the expertise to do the big yagya. So,
uh,
very right.
Jai Shri Krishna. Thank you, Didi.
Shilpa Didi.
Shilpa Didi, Pranam Didi, Jai Shri Krishna.
Shri Krishna Didi, thank you so much for your kind words, ma'am. It affects so much. मेरे को बहुत deep understanding मिली है आज के session से.
All Swami Ji's
Actually, I
kripa.
thought, sorry, Didi.
It is
Actually,
all
I
Swami Ji's kripa on you and on me.
yes, ma'am. Actually, I got my answer. My questions was same. In previous days, in previous time, I have eaten, drink something like which are affecting my health. But now, from some years, I am working on that by eating, by working in such a meditating life. But the results are not coming in that way. What my body needs.
Results will come. There is a time, that the result will come. If we keep working for results take longer to come. If you work for the work, then the results will come. You will not even realize your body has already improved. So basically, we have to not work for results. Karma. We have our this next session is going to be very, very important. That our adhikar kshetra means karmanye vadhikaraste. That adhikar word is not just right. It is our our influence is only till doing the karma. We don't have an influence on the fruits. So if you keep worrying about the results, your karma will also become mediocre. So don't worry about the results. Doing the right thing is going to ultimately give you the right results. Stay assured that nobody, even God, cannot take away the fruits of your karma from you. So even nobody can take away. Bhagwan to चाह के भी नहीं कर सकते. Now these Rakshas, Hiranyakashipu and all that, they've done so many sins. But when Vishnu Bhagwan, all the gods went and said these demons are doing so many sins, and now they are doing tapasya. He says tap is tap. It is a good deed. It is a sat karma. Whatever sins they have done, they will get the results of that. But for their tapasya, they have to get their blessings also. तपश्चर्या का फल तो मैं भी उनसे निकाल नहीं सकता. That is the sentence of Vishnu Bhagwan. So उनको वो तो करना ही पड़ेगा. But when that punya sanchaya goes, because they are doing so many sins, gradually that imbalance will happen. फिर वो पाप का घड़ा भर जाएगा and they will get what the punishment for their bad deeds. But your good acts, their results, nobody can take away from you. Karma का फल आपसे कोई नहीं छीन सकता है. So stay assured that you are going to get your fruits of your karma.
Jai Shri Krishna Didi. Thank you so much.
Jai Shri Krishna.
आपका देसाई भैया
Jai Shri
Jai Shri
Krishna.
Krishna, Didi.
Pranam
Jai
to
Shri
you.
Krishna.
Pranam.
Namaskar to your knowledge.
Nice to see
Thank
you.
you for your time. A great explanation. I was listening. So a question what I have is, we will listen to this karma yoga, which is a great thing. Then we go into the workplace, and 100 out of 2 people knows about Gita, and absolutely no relation with karma yoga, Gita, and all that stuff. How do we maintain ourselves? It's 9 hours you are at the workplace with 100 people who are not into this at all. And I mean, obviously, when we are learning Gita, we try to be as good as possible. But then with the 100 people around, you are left around, left back kind of thing. I get a feeling sometimes like that. So I know it's a general question.
It's a very important question, Meg Bhaiya. Now I'll tell you one small thing. When a child is very small, छोटा बच्चा रहता है ना, he doesn't understand. Sometimes, one Didi was just saying, the child is sick and it gives lot of stress and trauma to the parents. So suppose now you're the small child, उनको कितना भी बोलो, don't put the mud in mouth, don't put anything, they will still do. उनको नहीं पता. They will end up doing things that they are not supposed to do and will cause so much stress for the parents. But what do the parents do? अरे अपना ही बच्चा है. It is my child. I have to take care of it, and irrespective of what the child is doing, irrespective of how much kicking, hitting, screaming, embarrassment that child is causing to me, as a parent, I take care of that child. The people at your workplace are like that. They are the ignorant children of Geeta Maya. They are the ignorant children of Paramatma who have no idea about their own existence, about their relationship with Geeta Mata. वो गीता माता के ही खोए हुए बच्चे हैं. We are the elder child of Bhagavad Gita Mata who is there to ensure. वो नहीं समझते, that is their problem. But हम समझते हैं. So what a mother will tell if she has 2 children and the younger one is notorious creating problem, the mother tells elder one, leave it, no, you are the elder one, you understand. गीता हमारी माँ है. गीता ही, you know already this. So Geeta Mata is telling us the same thing. Hari, you understand your karma, you follow your karma. No, looking at you, people will eventually learn. And we, as the learners of Bhagavad Gita, we know that the Atma Tattva that is within me is the same in them. अब उनको नहीं आता. It is their intellectual limitation. It is the limitation of their karma. You, me, we all in this meeting, those who all are exploring Bhagavad Gita, all 12 lakh people in Learngeeta who are learning, they are blessed that they have come in contact with the scripture. Unfortunately, other 98 people in your office, they were not lucky enough. उनका वो पुण्य संचय ही नहीं हुआ है that they could come in contact with Bhagavad Gita. They are little unprivileged. Let us try to
Correct.
help them.
But we try to be happy when we learn all these things, but there are moments of disappointment. I mean, I'm still a human, common person, so there are a lot of disappointing moments come. So
He is
should
a
we leave it
common
all to the
person.
prarabdha?
We all are common people. And when whom should we look at? Ka dik. There is a question in Mahabharata that ka dik, what is the direction? And Yudhishthira reply, the disha, what is the direction? He's being asked, and Yudhishthira replies that disha is the one that is shown by the saints. You, me, we all are following Param Puja Gurudev. And what Param Puja Gurudev says that you have to follow your path. We are lucky, and in that Param Puja Gurudev also tells us so many things. In that one very important message, Swamiji's, I'll share with all of you. He says that your state of mind is a blissful state of mind. आपका आनंद आपके ऊपर है. Your state of mind cannot be affected by others. You are a nitya ananda. You should not let your happiness get affected by anybody. Whenever such a thing happens, we have to just see in what direction, in the direction that Swamiji is showing. Just whenever you feel distress, just think about this, that which direction do I look forward? This happens in everybody's life. Disappointment comes to each one of us. And in that time, this very beautiful piece I had heard in Swamiji's Katha itself, he has told that, which direction to look at, where, in the direction our saints are telling. And in the direction for me, that saint is nobody but Param Puja Gurudev. He says that our Anand is in our hands. We are only responsible for our happiness. So, if somebody is able to affect my state of happiness, means I have still not reached that level. And that is our, मैंने बोला ना, it is not a separate journey. It is a part of our journey. हमें उस दिशा में चलते रहना है. If somebody is affecting your state of happiness, means we have given the control in his hands. We have to take back the control. तुम कुछ भी करो, हम तो खुश ही है. And when we become in that, people will give up troubling you. They will give up disappointing you. Your disappointment is not in their hands, it is in your hands. This is a very strong message that Param Puja Gurudev, Bhagavad Gita, and all our scriptures give. Gradually, this doesn't happen in one day. I know it is very tough. It doesn't happen in one day. But we are so lucky that we have come in contact with this message also. ये भी अपने आप में एक blessing है कि हमें ये सुनने मिला. We were blessed that we got this message. Other people don't even know about it. Let us utilize it for our own benefit. Isn't it?
We are lucky that you are a person like any
No,
person like you are there
I am saying whatever Swamiji is making me say.
to guide us very 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 nicely explained with the simple words. Jai Shri Krishna Devi.
Pranam Megh Bhaiya. You are very respectable for me. Jai Shri Krishna.
Varsha Didi.
Varsha Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna Didi. Most
Jai
of
Shri
my confusions are cleared by the question answer session. Still, I have one little regret or say confusion that in my journey of life, I face so many situations wherein my kid will be sick or my husband will be in a great loss and everything. What I do is I pray to God and I do a mannat. If this happens, I will go walking to Dakor or do parikrama, Kailas parikrama and all. Mansarovar parikrama, which I did also, and I did get results also. But after joining Learngeeta, I am feeling little bit of guilt that shall I do that? I mean, asking to God in return of my Padyatra or my Karma Yoga is not fair. Ma'am, I mean, Didi, please clear that.
Pranam, Varsha Didi, pranam to you. See,
Hmm.
you have in this, you started it off as,
Hmm.
right to God.
Mhm.
But in
Yes.
that, what has happened? You have done such great satkarma, so much of pilgrimage and all good things. आप ये सोचिए that thought was also put by Shri Krishna that मेरे द्वारा ऐसी पद यात्रा हो, मेरे द्वारा ऐसी तीर्थ यात्रा हो. Maybe God wanted, and for that He has given that, small चिंगारी वो दे दी कि ये परेशान करो इनको तभी ये काम करेंगे. No, sometimes we do that. No,
Ah.
that small children also we will do. No, I'll give you chocolate, then you study. Maybe It could be. I am not saying it is. I don't have so much knowledge that I can say with full assurance that this is the case. But it could be that God gave us this dukkha, that sadness, so that this good deed gets done by us. Now we know that, it is a crucial part. We should do it irrespective of any miseries in.
Yes.
Now we understand that. But to reach that level of piousness, these all good deeds were essential. This worship was essential. These mannat was essential. इसके द्वारा बहुत सारा सत्कर्म आपके द्वारा हो गया. Lot of good deeds happened because of these.
Yes,
Maybe it
yes.
was an indication from Paramatma. वैसे लेके look forward, leave all the guilt, because we cannot be guilty for all the good deeds that we did. No, how can we be guilty for all the good deeds? वो परमात्मा
Correct.
ने हमसे
Yes, Didi.
करवा दिया. God
So
has got
I
it
should not
ready
feel
for me.
guilty, and at the same time, in future, for any such difficulty in my life, I will not pray to God that if this happens, I will do this. I will keep on doing what I am doing.
Yes,
Because Pad Yatra teaches us so many things, helping people, seeing people's condition. I mean, how people are helpful, how the whole world is like that,
Hmm.
looking with big eyes. So I mean, I am getting all those things, but I will control myself because what you said is absolutely right. Thank you so much, Didi. Jai Shri Krishna.
God has put you on this path by these different things, by these different miseries. He has put you on the right path. Be happy with it. No? Very nice.
Yes, yes,
Jai Shri Krishna.
yes.
Pranam to you, Varsha Didi.
Sarita,
Sarita Shwetan Didi. Jai Shri Krishna. Pranam.
जय श्री कृष्णा दीदी.
Jai Shri
दीदी, कैन
Krishna.
आई आस्क माय क्वेश्चन इन हिंदी?
हाँ, sure.
या दीदी, जैसे मैंने ये गीता के अध्याय में याद कर रही हूँ, तो ये सब अध्याय याद करने से आध्यात्मिक उन्नति में क्या अंतर आता है, जैसे यदि केवल याद कर रहे हैं?
देखिए, हर क्वेश्चन, इज इट ओके इफ आई रिप्लाई इन इंग्लिश बिकॉज
या
इट इज
या या
इंग्लिश रीजन.
या
थोड़ा
ओके.
थोड़ा बीच
या
में हिंदी में बोलूंगी, बट
हाँ हाँ
प्राइमरी
आया.
तो हाँ. हर क्वेश्चन इज that what impact will memorization of Gita have on my life journey.
या
Now, this is a very beautiful question. When we have memorized something, the importance of memorizing Bhagavad Gita is immense. When we memorize something, it becomes a constant feed for our thought. That word that we use for memorizing in Sanskrit is kanthasthakaran. Kanthastikaran means what? Kanthastha word is so beautiful. Kantha means sthapit. Means kantha means sthapit kar dena is kanthastikaran. Now, where is Kantha? Where is your Kantha? It is right in between the mind and your heart. दिल और दिमाग दोनों के बीच में, हृदय और अपने मस्तिष्क के बीच में ये कंठ है. Anything which is there in your kantha, which is firmly situated in your kantha, is going to control both these, your mind and your emotions. Once you have memorized this Bhagavad Gita, if you have it कंठस्थ, आपको याद हो गई है, so it is going to control both your thoughts and your emotions. What better than having Bhagavad Gita as the controller of your thoughts and your emotions? So that is the benefit of Kanthastikaran. When I have something in my mind, that, see, sometimes when you're in a happy mood and koi gana ga liya, some small just any song we keep, that thought continuously, changes our mood. It changes the way we think, the way we feel. Similarly, if Bhagavad Gita is in our kanta, in our is it memorized by us, it is going to shape our mood. It is going to continuously, and ये तो भगवद वाणी है. It is the song from Sri Paramatma himself. Then that Paramatma himself, through his speech, will be controlling your thoughts and your emotions. That is the biggest blessing you can have. So do not change this. How much effect it will have on your life journey? That is your question. It
या
has infinite good effects on your life. Not only this life, on many more lives to come, it is going to have an infinitely beautiful impact. So मेरी तो बुद्धि
दीदी
ही
आई
इतनी नहीं है कि आपके जीवन पे
एम
उसका कितना परिवर्तन आएगा ये मैं बता सकूं। इतनी तो मेरी भाषा की मर्यादा भी है और मेरी बुद्धि की भी वो मर्यादा है। इट इज बियॉन्ड माय इंटेलेक्चुअल एंड vocal capacities to express the limitless benefits of having Bhagavad Gita in your kanta, in your memory, permanently impacted. So you are on a great path of memorizing. Anybody
दीदी मैं
and
वो
everybody do that.
पथिक की तैयारी कर रही हूँ मैं, पथिक का। और मीनिंग्स इतने क्लियर नहीं है मुझे, बस मैंने कंठस्थ किया है
देखिए,
बस अभी, बस
मीनिंग्स तो
मीनिंग्स।
मेरे भी क्लियर नहीं है। अच्छा, मैं क्या बोलूं, स्वामी जी तो परम पूज्य गुरुदेव भी बोलते हैं कि ही इज ऑल्सो स्टिल एक्सप्लोरिंग। That is his sentence. For I have learned everything from him. जब इतने महान महान लोग कहते हैं, हमारी तो क्या पात्रता है। एंड वन मोर थिंग, ये गीता इज सच अ ब्यूटिफुल स्क्रिप्चर। अभी लगता है कि हाँ अभी थोड़ी समझ गई, अगले ही मोमेंट कुछ ऐसा निकल के आता है, अरे ये भी तो इसका अर्थ था। इट इज अ वेरी वास्ट स्क्रिप्चर। Even to understand a very basic level of meaning, it is going to be a lifelong process of learning. तो समझ में नहीं आता है जब तक ना, तब तक हम बहुत भाग्यवान हैं। We are very lucky till the time we are still trying to understand Bhagavad Gita and we have not understood. तो उस बहाने पढ़ते तो रहेंगे, but with that we will keep studying. If we start feeling that now I know the meaning, gone, we are हमारी साधना ही नष्ट हो जाती है वहां पे। So as long as you still feel that I'm not understanding, I have still to understand, I am yet to understand, then we are on the right path. So you are on the right path of memorizing. You are on the right path of trying to understand the meaning. You are very lucky, Didi. Lot of best wishes to you. May we all, like you do, Pathik, Gita, Vrati, everything, may we all get
आई
to।
वांट टू बिकम।
हाँ, हम सबके लिए एक सामूहिक प्रार्थना कि हम सब गीता व्रती बन जाएं और उसके बाद भी मीनिंग्स, ये सारे जो भगवान ये इस गीता को समझने की प्रक्रिया है वो शुरू रखें, वो जारी रखें। मे वी ऑल बिकम गीता व्रती ऑल्सो एंड देन स्टिल वी कंटिन्यू ऑन द पाथ ऑफ एक्सप्लोरिंग द मीनिंग्स ऑफ भगवद गीता। दैट इज गोइंग टू बी द रियल ब्यूटी ऑफ आवर लाइफ। ओके,
Really
थैंक यू
offering
दीदी।
an immense gratitude for this vivid clarification of all the queries, and really obliged to all the participants. Due to their queries, this session became more interactive. Didi, your knowledge of Gita ji is limitless and really applaudable. As we pause together in this sacred moment, let us offer our hearts in prayer, seeking divine grace and inner peace. I now respectfully invite Purnima Paul Didi from Halisahar, who is joined Geeta Pariwar in July 2025 and giving Seva as group coordinator, technical support, adding Seva in Geeta Pariwar. Didi, kindly take the prayer. Kindly unmute yourself, Didi. Purnima Didi. Unmute yourself.
योगेशं सच्चिदानन्दौ वासुदेवौ व्रजप्रियं धर्मसंस्थापकौ वीरं कृष्णौ वन्दे जगद्गुरुं श्रीकृष्णौ वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। जय श्री कृष्ण।
Krishna Didi, thank you for such a faithful prayer. A request to all to remain logged in, where their fear dissolves and courage takes the stand. There flows the grace of Lord Hanuman's guiding hand. Bestower of strength, wisdom, and inner might, he leads every seeker from darkness to light. We humbly request you all to stay prayerfully aligned as we listen to sacred Hanuman Chalisa and receive the divine blessings of the Son of the Wind.
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधारि बरन रघुबर बिमल जसु जो दायक फलचारि बुद्धि दीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र औ ध्वजा विराजय कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजय शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगबंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सिरहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर सहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हर्षि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरत ही सम भाई सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावै अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावै सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सके कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीना तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु लील्यो ताहि मधुर पल जानु प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाही दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुमरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होतन आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज समारो आपै तीनों लोक हाकते कापै भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवै महावीर जब नाम सुनावै नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावै मन क्रम भजन ध्यान जो लावै सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा जिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावै सोई अमित जीवन फल पावै चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नो निधि के दाता असबर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावै जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावै अंत काल रघुवर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटई मिटई सब पीरा जो सुमिरै हनुमत बल बीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई जो यह पढ़ हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरी सा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुर भूप सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय.
Stay tuned to that energy frequency which you derived in the session today by our interpreter Shraddha Didi. Till we meet again next week.